Welcome back, everyone. Well, some of you may know that I, from time to time, like to play Geoguessr on some of the streams, and that's something I'll continue to do. But I've never really messed around with it too much. I've just kind of done the basic classic game, and I didn't know that there were all these other things. And somebody commented yesterday and said that I should try out their Civil War battlefields map, which I didn't even know was a thing that you could do. So I started typing in battlefields here, and I saw that they have all of these different battlefield opportunities. So I might do some World War One ones as well. They have all these different things you can try, and so I thought I'd give the U.S. Civil War battlefields one a try. It's got 144 locations. I have not been to all the U.S. Civil War battlefields, nor could I necessarily recognize immediately the ones that I have been to. There are some that I certainly will, like Gettysburg, I'll probably recognize right away. But I thought it might be just something fun to do, and in the process I could talk a little bit about some of the battlefields I've been to and what I love about them and what was happening in some of these locations. And this might be something for us to be able to do on some future streams as well. So let's go ahead and dive into this and see what happens. So we'll just go ahead and start the game. Default settings. I have not done this yet, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Okay. My initial gut tells me maybe Kennesaw Mountain. Because it looks... Okay, no, it can't be. Because there's General Jeb Stuart, born and died. It's got his... So is this where he died? In which case it would be Yellow Tavern. Because he was killed at Yellow Tavern in May of 1864. So Yellow Tavern is in Virginia, but I'm honestly not 100% sure of where it is in Virginia. I don't remember off the top of my head. I feel like it's pretty close. I mean, May 64 has got to be in this area here, right? I'm just going to guess just a little south of Spotsylvania. Oh, my gut told me that it was probably somewhere close to Richmond. I didn't realize it was that close to Richmond. Okay, cool. On to the next one. My green screen just fell on my back, by the way. So, okay, wow. This is a flat area with some hills, but I don't see a lot going on here. Wait, is that Big Round Top and Little Round Top? This is Gettysburg. I'm trying to get my bearings here. That could be Cemetery Ridge there. Yeah, I think this is Gettysburg. That might be the Emmitsburg Road. That definitely, yeah, that's Little Round Top. That's Big Round Top. This is the Emmitsburg Road. So let's zoom into Gettysburg. I have a pretty good idea about where this is. This is going to be somewhere. I don't see the peach orchard though. That's going to be down that way. So we're somewhere. I don't see the Pennsylvania Monument either, though. It's going to be somewhere in here. All right, it was a little further south, or a little further north than I guessed. Okay. I'm surprised I couldn't see the Pennsylvania Monument from there. 550 yards, I'll take it. We'll see right there. It says Honey Springs Battlefield. So Honey Springs Battlefield, I'm not real familiar with that particular battlefield, but it's out west somewhere. I want to say it's maybe like Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, that area. All right, that wasn't actually bad. It was in Oklahoma. Okay, Chakotah. Isn't that where Carrie Underwood's from? 81 miles away. That's not too bad. All right, now this looks familiar. I feel like my gut tells me right off the bat this looks like it's Vicksburg. No, it's not Vicksburg. What is this battlefield? I have not been here wherever this is. Let's see if I can get a closer look at this monument, and that might give me some clues as to what we're dealing with. All right. can't really read that. Geary's division? If it's Geary's division, it's got to be in the east. But I don't recognize this. This might be one of the Richmond battlefields I haven't been to. No, there's Illinois, an Illinois monument. This is going to be somewhere like, I don't know, maybe in the Shenandoah Valley. Oh, I wasn't even close. I was right about the mountains. Okay, Chattanooga, which I've been to, but I haven't been on the Lookout Mountain battlefield. I was up near Point Park, but I couldn't get access to it, so that's probably why I couldn't see it. All right, so I had the mountains right, just the wrong mountains. Let's see the sign here. Hill Ewell Drive. So we're in the east. We're talking Virginia. Oh, Wilderness Battlefield. Okay, so I think I even know. That's probably the Orange Plank Road there. So the Wilderness. This is a really cool area, and if you're ever looking to visit Civil War battlefields, if you want to be able to see a lot, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Spotsylvania, and Wilderness are all within like a half hour of each other. All right in that area here. So, in fact, you can drive like the Chancellorsville and Wilderness battlefields like border each other. They're that close. See here, Chancellorsville battlefield, Wilderness battlefield, all the same thing. I think this is going to be somewhere in this area here. I got a new badge, Explorer. Okay, I wasn't as close as I thought. It wasn't the Orange Plank Road. It was the Constitution Highway. I've been on that road. I should have known that. Because Elwood Manor, this is where Stonewall Jackson's arm is buried. His arm was amputated. So if you've seen my video from this, on the Chancellorsville battlefield, Jackson makes his big flanking attack and hits the Union flank over here, but he loses his arm. It gets amputated like up in this area here, and then it's buried at the Lacey, at Elwood Manor, which was owned by the Lacey family, at their cemetery there. All right, let's do one more of those. Okay, so, I leveled up apparently from that, so that's kind of cool. Let's type in U.S. Civil War. There's multiple ones that you can do. Okay, that's cool. I don't know which one we just did, but let's do American Civil War Part 1. Let's try that one. It's rated as hard. All right, cool. 5 locations from 1861, early 1862. And it's rated as hard, so this will be interesting to see how this goes. All right, that's Fort Sumter. That's absolutely Fort Sumter. That one's a piece of cake. I don't think it was that hard. That's Charleston Harbor. And we already got the hint that it was 1861-62, so we know where that one is. 27 yards away from the location. Okay, cool. All right, I don't recognize this kind of right off the top of my head, but Pulaski, Arkansas Battery. So Fort Pulaski is... Oh, no, this is Wilson's Creek. Okay. Wilson's Creek is in Missouri, but I can't remember off the top of my head exactly where in Missouri it is. I want to say it's out in this area somewhere, so I'm just going to take a guess. All right, not too bad. I was 83 miles away. I'm not as familiar with some of these early... I know exactly where that's the Bull Run Creek. I know exactly where that spot is. I've stood there. So first Bull Run battlefield is really a cool one to visit, because some of the battlefields, like Gettysburg, has a ton of monuments and became very commercialized because it was so popular to visit. They're trying to restore it back to how it used to be. They tore down that big gaudy tower that was once on Cemetery Hill, which I've been to the top of and was fantastic when I was a teenager. They've tried to move the hotels more outside of town. They've restored Lee's headquarters to what it looked like. They've torn down some of the hotels that were on the battlefield, things like that. But some battlefields Antietam, Bull Run, they remain largely unchanged other than the markers and the monuments, which is really cool. First Bull Run battlefield is one of my favorite ones to visit. So let me back out a little bit here and kind of get the lay of the land. They've had to protect the Manassas battlefield because Northern Virginia is a very grown up area as far as the homes, things like that in that area. So they've had to protect that battlefield significantly. So coming in, I'm trying to get my bearings on this particular map. It would be easier if we actually had just like a satellite view. There wasn't a lot of fighting that took place around this stone bridge during. There's Henry Hill, so it's got to be over this way. During the battle, it was more of a feint by the Union at the stone bridge. So there it is right there. So I guess we're probably looking at right here. All right, 42 yards away. Okay, so it was actually taken from the other side. Ooh, I don't recognize that at all. Oh, this is this Fort Pickens? Is this going to be Pensacola? I think it might be. I don't know for sure. I could be totally wrong on this one. Oh, no, it's North Carolina. Oh, wow, not even close on that one. Okay, this looks familiar. Is that Fort Donelson? Yeah, I've never been to Fort Donelson. It's on my bucket list. I had ancestors there. I know where it is, but that's a place I'm hoping to get to actually later this year. So Forts Henry and Fort Donelson were huge early victories for General Grant. And Donelson is where he earns the nickname Unconditional Surrender Grant, which is interesting because he never really demands another unconditional surrender after. I mean, never receives another unconditional surrender after that. There were conditions for Lee's surrender, and there were conditions and terms given at Vicksburg for their surrender. So this is really the only unconditional surrender there is for Grant. But there were these two forts, Henry and Donelson, that guarded the rivers that were entering into Tennessee. So I think Fort Donelson's right here near Dover. Yep. And there's the National Cemetery right there. So it's got to be right in this area where that picture was taken. 217 yards away. Okay, cool. I need to get there. I really need to get to that battlefield. So I did really good except for that North Carolina one. That one kind of threw me off a little bit. But 17,000 points. We'll take it. Okay, so U.S. Civil War battlefields here. This one has 11 hearts, so I guess it's kind of rated the best one of the bunch. I want to look for part 2 created by the same one that did part 1 that I did a little while ago. Here it is here. So this is locations from 1862. So again, it's hard. Average score 8,100, but we've had people who had almost perfect scores on it. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. 1862 helps you to know what you're looking at. Fort Jackson. So Fort Jackson, that makes it easy seeing the sign. Fort Jackson, I'm guessing it's one of the forts that guarded the approach to New Orleans. New Orleans was taken very early in the war by the Union Navy. And the Navy very nearly was able to take Vicksburg on its own, too. If they'd had a little bit of support from the infantry, they could have taken Vicksburg pretty early in the war. But they didn't have that. So Fort Jackson and St. Philip guarded the approach to New Orleans from the ocean. But I don't remember exactly where they were. So I'm kind of looking here to see if I can spot it. I might just guess. I want to say that they're going to be in this area here somewhere. I don't think they were that close to the ocean. Let's guess, I don't know, right here. Oh, they were that close to the ocean. Okay, I was 42 miles away. There's Fort Jackson and Fort St. Philip right there. Very cool. Next one. All right, this is Antietam. I recognize the sunken lane right away. That's one of my absolute favorite battlefields to go to. This is the area that was held by John Gordon against Israel Richardson's division. One of my favorite spots on that battlefield, which is one of my favorite battlefields. I'm planning to go there and do an entire series on Antietam, hopefully in September when they have the the 160th anniversary of that, though there'll be a lot of people around then, so maybe that's not the ideal time to go. So this is on the northern end of the battlefield. And there's the observation tower right there, which you can see a ton from that tower. There's the Bloody Lane. So we're right in the center of that. I would say we're probably somewhere around right here. That's pretty darn close. 54 yards. I'll take that. Okay. This looks like... Is this Harper's Ferry? I think this is Harper's... Oh, yeah. Because there's the... that's where John Brown raided right there. There's another spot I want to go to. Probably on the same trip when I go to Antietam. So Harper's Ferry is where in 1859 John Brown led his famous raid. The idea was there was the Harper's Ferry Armory there. My ancestor who fought with the 20th Ohio, their weapons were the 1855 Harper's Ferry rifled musket. So Harper's Ferry was a location that the government had weapons. And so the idea was get those weapons at Harper's Ferry, arm slaves, and start a revolt. Well, it didn't work. Among other things, his son was killed. Robert E. Lee led a detachment of U.S. Troops, I think they were Marines, to put down this revolt. And John Brown was captured, sentenced to death, and hanged over here at Charlestown. So this is Harper's Ferry right here. We can actually see where the armory is. John Brown's fort, it says there. So that's right in this area. I'm going to guess that's right here is where this picture was taken. Okay, 73 yards, not bad. All right, doesn't look like much yet. That's Shiloh. I think that's Shiloh. It's not a well-known part of the Shiloh battlefield, but I'm fairly certain this is Shiloh. It looks like Shiloh. It just doesn't look like a part of the Shiloh battlefield I've been to, which makes me worried that it might be Stones River, but I think it's Shiloh. So Shiloh battlefield's right down here. This looks like it's probably the main road, so I'm going to guess it's somewhere up in this area here. Holy cow, 60 yards. All right. All right. For being unsure about that one, I'm pretty happy with that. Ooh. I don't know if I recognize this. There's a marker over here. Are we going to be able to see it? Battle of Fredericksburg. I don't recognize that part of the Fredericksburg battlefield. Where is this? Sunken Road and Hanover Street in Fredericksburg. It's on the outskirts of town. So this was December of 1862. Now, unlike what I said about Antietam, a lot of the Fredericksburg battlefield doesn't look anything like it did at the time of the American Civil War. It looks very, very different now. It wasn't preserved in the immediate aftermath of the war like Gettysburg was. And so, for example, if you've seen my series from Fredericksburg, you know this. If you go to a place like Marie's Heights, it's all built up now, and it's all housing. You can't really see anything. So I'm going to guess that this is probably over on this end of Fredericksburg somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm going to guess in that general area. That wasn't bad. 574 yards away, about a third of a mile away from where that one was. So 23,000 points. That's not bad for kind of flying through it pretty quickly. So how does that rank me among the other people who have done this one? If it hadn't been for that first one, where I was 42 miles off on Fort Jackson, I'd probably be right up there amongst the best who did that one. So that puts me third. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. All right, so let me know your thoughts. You want to see me do some more of these? I'll probably do them on a stream the next time. This is the kind of thing that works for a stream. But it gave me something to talk about, and I thought it was kind of fun. So if you want to see more of that kind of thing, if you have particular ones you'd like me to give a try, let me know. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.